Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. Welcome to this momentous occasion as we gathered here today for AI Hong Kong Open Cup 2023. I'm Toby, the host of this Opening-cum-Briefing ceremony. Thank you for having me. We have a wonderful program planned for this ceremony, filled with inspiration, insights, and chance to capture this moment in time through our photo-taking section. So, without further ado, let's begin by a welcome speech from Professor Ji-Min Liu, Associate Vice President in Research and Development of HK Dean of Science, Chair Professor of Department of Computer Science. Professor Liu, please.
Good morning. First of all, welcome to HKBU. Also, in particular, welcome to attending this particular 2023 AI Open Cup. This is, in fact, the second time for Hong Kong Baptist University, in particular Computer Science Department, to host this event. On this occasion, I would like to thank our supporters from the industry and also from the societies. Without their support, we won't have this event. So in particular, I want to also acknowledge the great efforts from our colleagues who have been spending lots of time and also put their brain together to make sure that we're going to have a very unique event. In fact, this event is very special in a way that we all know that AI today is very, enjoy a lot of attractions, and the development has been shaping our society in all aspects. So why this event is very special? Well, this is actually provides a special occasion for our next generation, especially for those still in the high school or even in the universities, to have the chance to grasp the latest development of the technology, and most importantly, how to leverage such a technology to solve some real-world problems. So this will provide you a platform to do that. So how do you do that? Now, this is actually the key of this event, which is also one of the most important qualities that will enable us, especially the next generation, to face the coming challenges in the era of AI, which is creativity. So actually, we have to, develop and also use our own creativities to face whatever challenges that present to us. But this is actually just make you, become a person that you can handle some real-world problems, to solve some problems by creating creative solutions. But this doesn't define who you are, right? So, next important quality I always think is the quality of empathy. So this is actually the theme of this special event. As you can see that we actually particularly focusing on the UN SDG, okay, stands for Sustainable Development Goals. We know that there's 17 goals by 2030. So all the countries would like to achieve those goals. So in this particular event, we will actually have a taste of how to tackle those grand challenges. So this is a fantastic opportunity for us to learn, to enjoy the process of developing these two most important qualities. One is creativity, and the other one is empathy, I would say. So I hope that you would enjoy your time here today, but also in the weeks to come, and also do find all the opportunities possible to interact with each other, with other teams, and also with our very distinguished AI and data scientists here who are actually today So try to enjoy the whole process. I'm sure that you're going to have a very exciting and rewarding experience ahead. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Professor Liu, for your inspiring words. Before we enjoy the keynote talk today, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our generous supporters, without whom this event would not have been possible. Their support has made today's gathering a reality, and we are sincerely grateful. Our co-organizer, HKSAIR. Our supporters, IEEE Hong Kong Section, Hong Kong Institute of Education for Sustainable Development, Innovation and Technology Commission, Hong Kong Applied Science and Technology Research Institute, Hong Kong Science and Technology Park, Huawei, Microsoft Hong Kong, NVIDIA, and especially HKBU Century Club. May I take this opportunity to invite Dr. Mariana Zhang, President of HKBU Century Club, to give us an opening remarks. Dr. Zhang, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and the brilliant minds gathered here today, good morning and a warm welcome to this grand opening of AI Hong Kong Open Cup again. I stand before you today with great honor and privilege, representing Hong Kong Baptist University Century Club, which is an alumni organization. With nearly 5 decades of commitment, is comprised of devoted Hong Kong Baptist University alumni who share a common mission, that is, to continually contribute to the growth and success of our esteemed university. Here I extend my heartfelt greetings to each and every one of you on behalf of Century Club. This year, we are excited to be among the supporters of OpenCup, which has been embarking on a mission to inspire and nurture the next generation of technology leaders, you. We are proud that our university is organizing this innovative competition for you talented up-and-coming young people. OpenCup is far more than just a competition. It is a vibrant platform for innovators, dreamers, and visionaries to transcend boundaries. It is a resounding call for all of us to harness the boundless potential of AI technologies and collaborate closely to address some of the most pressing challenges facing Hong Kong and aligning with the sustainable development goals set forth by the United Nations. At the heart of OpenCup lies an unwavering commitment to innovation. I firmly believe that innovation is the bedrock of progress, and AI, with its transformative capabilities, serves as a powerful tool. Our aspiration is that the brilliant minds gathered here today will harness the power of AI to conceive and develop innovative solutions that will pave the way for a more sustainable and resilient Hong Kong and maybe the worldwide. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being part of this remarkable journey. We are eagerly looking forward to receiving your innovative ideas and witnessing the transformative power of AI as we forge a brighter and more sustainable future for Hong Kong and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang, for your inspiring words. And thank you to huge support from HKBU Century Club. Now, it's time to move on to our third guest speaker, Dr. Zhitang Zhen, from Hong Kong Research Center of Huawei. Dr. Zhen will share about AI research and application of Huawei Nord Arc Lab. Dr. Zhen, please.
Good morning. It's our great pleasure and honors to be invited here. I would like to take this chance to introduce the AI practices in Huawei Nord Arc Lab. First of all, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Chen Zhitang. I obtained my PhD from the Chinese University of Hong Kong. And after my graduation, I joined Huawei Nord Arc Lab as a research scientist. So today I would like to introduce some AI practices in Huawei's Nord Arc Lab. So we know that AI has witnessed unprecedented success in the past few years, right? And it has emerging applications in computer vision, natural language processing, for example, the large language model nowadays, ChatGPT, GPT-4, etc. But we also find that actually a few years ago, there is also a very eye-attracting event where AlphaGo has beaten Lichidot in the Go game. That means AI can also be used to solve very complicated system optimization and search problem. So today, I would like to mainly introduce the AI practices in the field of decision-making and reasoning in Huawei's Nord Arc Lab, and it includes some cutting-edge research as well as some real applications in the projects. So first of all, let's look at the technology applications in the labs. We focus on a number of real business problems in Huawei, including, for example, the autonomous driving, where we need to develop a very advanced perception system to recognize, for example, the pedestrian, to recognize the traffic lights, etc. And after the perception, we also need to do some low-level controls of the the car, and also we need to do some high-level planning, for example, trajectory planning, etc. So it involves very complicated decision and reasoning techniques. And we also have some application in the recommender system, where we want to understand better our customers in order to recommend some useful and precise information and some products to our users. Of course, this is conducted on the premise that we protect the user's privacy. And we also apply the very complicated advanced decision and reasoning techniques to solve the wireless network in Huawei, because we know that Huawei is actually providers of the telecommunication facilities, and we pay a lot of attention in our telecommunication network product and solutions. So below these applications, we also conduct some fundamental research to support the breakthroughs in these fields, including, for example, reinforcement learning. We have a team working on how to develop advanced reinforcement learning algorithm, multi-agent system algorithms, including, for example, the data-efficient reinforcement learning, and also like imitation learning. We teach the agent to learn to behave like a human. And of course, after that, we also use reinforcement learning to fine-tune the policy and the algorithm based on the interactions between the agent and the real world and also the system. And we also have some research on causal learning. Because in the real world, usually when we want to solve some problem, we need to have some very deep reasoning, including causal learning. We need to know why this phenomenon happened, what is the root cause of those problems and the phenomenon in the real system. And we need to use algorithms to learn from the data, the causal graph of the whole system, which variable cause another variables, and what is the graph behind these variables. So today I would like to give another concrete example how we use AI to solve very complicated telecommunication network tasks. So we know that Huawei has very nice 5G networks, right? But the telecommunication network is very, very complicated nowadays. We need to solve a lot of very tough tasks, including, for example, how to manage the wireless network such that when users is moving underneath of the base stations, you have very nice experience. You have very nice, seamlessly handover from one to another base station. So that requires very intelligent wireless network management technology. And we also need to do some intelligent radio resource allocation, because there are a lot of users in the network, and different users are using different applications. And we need to, first of all, make sure that the resource allocation is fair, right? You can't just always allocate the resource to some VIP users and let other users suffer from very bad experience. So in this case, you need to both consider the total network throughput as well as the fairness of the users in the network. So that requires a multi-objective optimization for the network. And of course, we also do something in the physical layer. For example, in the wireless network physical layer, you need to do a lot of signal processing tasks. And traditionally, you use some signal processing techniques to do the task. But that is based on some assumptions of the models. But we find that this assumption, like the white Gaussian noise channel assumption, is not very realistic in the real world. So in this case, we are also using AI to replace those signal processing steps with a neural network to achieve much better performance. Today, I would like to focus on the first part, which is intelligent wireless management task. This is a work we conducted with our collaborators in the university, and it is called a collaborative learning-based approach for parameter configurations for cellular networks. In the cellular networks, actually, we have a lot of parameters. Because cellular network is like a distributed system, and for each base station, there are huge numbers of parameters to configure. And those parameters include, for example, the transmission power of the base station, and also it includes some thresholds, some parameters of the thresholds for handover. Handover here means that when you are serving in base stations, but when it moves to another areas, you need to switch to another base station in order to enjoy a better experience. But this is controlled by some parameters. If the parameters are not very well configured, you will suffer from some problem. For example, ping pong effect. You are switching from one base station to another, and then you are kick out from another base station and back to the previous station, and there is a ping pong effect. So in this case, your experience will be very bad. So this is actually the example of the handover parameter configuration. And how to configure this parameter is very challenging, because when you configure the parameters to be too high, that means you will never, if you configure the parameters to be a very big values, in this case, you will switch from one to another very often, and it consumes a lot of bandwidth in the wireless network. But if you configure the parameters to a very low values, the condition is never triggered, and you will never switch from one to another base station. That means you will always have very bad experience, because you should be switched to another base station, but this condition is not triggered, and you will not switch to that one. So it's a very important configuration that you need to really optimize in order to ensure a good performance. But it's very difficult. Traditional way to do this is by human experts. You have some very nourished experts working in the field for many years, and they always try to look at those network conditions, network performance reports, and then they try to use their brains to set those parameters to improve the network performance. But this is not a very good way, because a human can always deal with lower numbers, smaller numbers of parameters. As a human, you cannot deal with like a hundreds or a few hundreds of parameters at the same time. So in this case, we use AI to do that. But the challenge is that the network is like risk averse, right? The operator doesn't allow you to do a lot of exploration, try and error in their network, because it will bring some risk to their network. So in this case, you need to really have very smart algorithms that can quickly solve the problem without too much interruption to the network. And the second challenge is that you can only do this kind of try and error experiment once a day in their network, because as a previous reason, the operator doesn't allow you to do much interruptions to their network. So they only allowed you to do once per day in their network. So in this case, there is a very limited amount of data that you can leverage to solve the problem. And the third one is also related issue. Say the operator requires you to solve the problem within 1 week. That means you can, if you have just one trial in the network once per day, and after 1 week, you only have 7 times to do this exploration and exploitation. So it's a very tough task. So in this case, we use an algorithm called contextual bandit algorithm. It's like a bandit game. You just pull the arms of the machine, and then according to your previous experience, you determine which arm could potentially bring you the biggest reward. So this is the algorithm that is widely adopted in the reinforcement learning and a community to solve very complicated system optimization task. So we use this algorithm, but we do something new, which is to do a collaborative framework. Because as I mentioned, in one cells, you can only do once per day, and you are only allowed to do it in a week, just 7 times. So there is a very limited amount of data. But if you can leverage the many cells together, you can put all this data together to learn a model, right? Because the wireless network is a very fully distributed system. In the city, there may be like 1,000 or even 10,000 of cells in the city. For each cell, you can do some exploitation, but you put all the data of different cells together, you have much more data compared to a single cell. So in this case, we developed this framework to do a collaborative learning task. So the parameters we're tuning include some parameter to control the power, and we also have some parameter to control the sending rate of the data sending rate of the base station, and we also have some parameters to control the handover behaviors of the users in the network. And we test the algorithms in a real network, in a metropolis cities in mainland China, and we see a very good performance. So this is the real performance in the real network. So we start the algorithms in 2018, April 24th. We start the algorithms and let the algorithm to interact with the real network. And so you can see the KPIs, which is the ratios of bad users in the network, start to decrease. So because this y-axis, the KPI of the y-axis is smaller, the better. So when we start the algorithms, it start to learn in the network, and then it gradually decrease the ratios of bad users, the ratios of users with bad experience in the network. And after around 2 weeks, we are able to decrease this ratio by 20%, which is really a very big improvement to the operators. They really appreciate the result. So yeah, so this is very good practices that we have conducted in the past few years. We continue the work, but we are solving a more complex problem. For example, in the example, we just solved 5 parameters. Now we are able to solve 200 parameters together in a day to improve the network performance. So yeah, so this is just a very simple example to show that AI can really help us to solve very complicated real-world problems. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chen, for your valuable sharing. Now, shall we invite Mr. Ng Chong Q Frank, the skills leader in education of Microsoft Hong Kong. Mr. Ng will cover empowering youth talent with future-ready skills. Mr. Ng, please.
Hi everyone, and I'm Frank. I am the skills lead of Microsoft Education team. And once again, we are very happy to be one of the supporters of the OpenCup. And thank you for HKBU for the invitation. And today, my sharing topic is how we empowering young talents with future-ready skills. And mainly, I will separate into 2 parts. The first part is about actually how AI impacts us, right? We always talk about the technology or the know-how of AI, but actually we have to know why you have to use it, why you have to learn it. And in the second part, we will talk more about how Microsoft, how us provide different learning and different opportunity and resources for all the future generation to learn digital skill set and be future-ready skills. So let me, to begin with, let me firstly briefly introduce Microsoft. And maybe some of you will know that Microsoft started in 1975, but actually it came in Hong Kong around 1991. And nowadays, Microsoft offers in Cyberport, and we are very happy that we have linked up different partners and even some HSI companies, which refer to Hang Seng Index company, and we are very happy to collaborate with this partner. And also we have extended our team to around 200 and 300 people in Hong Kong place. And some of you, you may know that our mission is that how we empower every person and also every organization to achieve more, and to apply our objective to education and to youth empowerment. We have rephrased some of the mission is that how we can empower every student and also educator on the planet to achieve more. I think that to achieve more, it includes different ways. and especially is that how technology can help you save the time and to put more effort into valuable items and also the task. So in the first part, let me start with is that like why we have to learn AI. Like we have a lot of like famous technology recently, like ChatGPT or even like different AI technology from different companies. But why it is very important in around the world and how it impact individuals and also impact the community. So this part I will like share more about our like side on how AI technology change your life. First, in terms of individual. I'm sure that like some of you come from like tertiary and some of you are secondary school student, right? And all of you must, you may struggle or worry about like how the labor market like is like in the future. And some of you may choose the subject based on this phenomenon, right? Some of you may choose computer science, some of you may choose other subjects that are related to technology. But actually, what is the phenomenon of the labor market? So let me show you some data from our report and also from other organizations. There's a different numbers in here, but I want to sum up just one point. There is a big pain point in existing labor market is that the demand from employer on digital skill set is much, much higher in recent years, especially after COVID. And the digital skill set talent, I'm not simply related to like the people who know coding. It's more about whether the talents embrace technology and at least they know about what is the existing technology and how they can apply in different industry. But unfortunately, we found that not only in Hong Kong, but around the world, is that the supply of these digital talents are not matching with the demand. And of course, there are different reasons, but we find that there is a gap here. And as one of the global technology firm around the world, as one of the firms that focus on future talent, how we can empower more people, more students to be the digital talent to match with proper employers. And these are some of the numbers I may just skip it. And more importantly is that you can see in here. By 2025, actually there are many jobs replaced by automation and many new jobs created. So what it means? It means that what you learn today may not apply in next week. Okay, it may sound quite like terrible, but it is true, right? So you have to keep learning and also keep self-learning. And like no doubt is that AI is one of the huge trends. So I believe that most of you, not only the people who has computer science background, if you want to work in different industry, you have to at least learn what's actually look like in the technology industry in the world at this time. So after we see that how AI impact like your career decision and also the recruitment market, how about we look at how it impact our community? I'm very grateful that like for the OpenCup, it focus on sustainable development (SDG) because it's actually one of the very global direction of the world, and especially there are lots of global crises at this time in the world. And one of them must be like global warming. And as we can see, a lot of information from the news. So how we can use AI or this technology to help deal with this global crisis? Let me share with you a video. It is one of the student team that joined our global AI competition, and they get some funding to make a product to deal with environmental challenges. Let me show you the video.
10 million metric tons of plastic waste get into the world's oceans every year, a rate that could triple by 2040. Almost 95% floats down 10 rivers, including 8 in Asia. Plastics threaten fish and marine animals and can overwhelm whole ecosystems. Most cleanup attempts are labor-intensive, costly, and don't scale. Now, some tech graduates in Hong Kong have a new solution. A robotic boat that scoops up trash in urban waterways before it can float out to sea. They came up with the idea a few years ago on a beach in Bali, where trash was washing up on the sand faster than workers could pick it up. Today, they run a startup that's created ClearBot, an autonomous electric boat that's powered by AI, machine learning, and the cloud. It's smart enough to tell waste from wildlife and avoids other boats and obstacles. An onboard conveyor belt can retrieve as much as a metric ton of trash a day. By photographing and logging what it's collecting and where, researchers and authorities can pinpoint where the trash comes from. Right now, ClearBot operates on Hong Kong's busy harbour, but there are plans to deploy fleets of them around the world to help keep our oceans clean for future generations.
So it is just one of the example that come from our competition. But the point I want to the main highlight I want to point out is that when we learn AI, more importantly is that how you use AI for good. Okay, how you use this technology to impact the world to become in a good way. And that's one of the one of our mission that we want to achieve and empower all of you. And here there are some top 10 skills of 2025. I'm sure some of you may familiar with some wordings, but more importantly is that based on these skills, how Microsoft, how our education department to provide different opportunities and also resources for you to equip with these kind of skills. So let me briefly get into the second part, is that about our work and effort in Hong Kong. And basically, we cover primary students to the higher education with different resources, because we believe that this kind of technology and digital skill set cannot be only happen in secondary or in tertiary. It had to start when you are early stage. And we have different resources, and later I will share with you mainly about two of them. One is about some global competition, and one is about the Microsoft certificate. So first, we are happy that I'm not sure whether you heard about Opening-cum-Briefing Junior. It is one of the global AI competition from Microsoft, and it is open for secondary school students around the world. And basically, it's the main theme of this competition is about AI for good. It is very similar to OpenCup. That's why I'm very happy that we can be here as one of the supporter. And actually, if you you're really interested into this competition, I would strongly recommend that after you finish the OpenCup, you can just put your ideas into this Opening-cum-Briefing Junior and join the competition. The reason is that in this many years, we are very happy in the last 2 years, each year there will be 10 selected global team. There are one team each year from Hong Kong. And it proved that actually Hong Kong has the capability and also have this talent. And as the middleman, we are very happy to provide this opportunity. And of course, what I've just said, maybe lack of some example, right? So maybe I just play a video from one of the top 10 team from Hong Kong that win top 10 in our Opening-cum-Briefing Junior competition.
微軟作為一間全球性嘅科技公司咧，喺人才培育方面，我哋不嬲都係義不容辭，同埋視為我哋第一大嘅責任啦。咁我開心乘住香港政府過去喺中小學界推出 IT Innovation Lab 呢個計劃咧，我哋亦都同中小學界合辦咗一個名為 AI for Good Pilot School 嘅 program。咁喺呢個計劃入面咧，我哋希望透過我哋嘅硬件、軟件以及係一系列嘅certification 嘅內容咧，配合到學生嘅成長同埋學習需要，以及更加重要嘅係發掘到佢哋喺 STEM 同埋 IT 方面嘅潛能。咁元朗商會中學作為我哋呢個 pilot school 其中一間先導學校咧，咁好開心同佢哋合作當中咧，見到好多同學仔其實喺呢一方面咧，其實係好有興趣同埋潛質嘅。 繼而咧，我亦都 prepare 呢班同學仔去參加咗 Microsoft 一個全球性嘅比賽，叫做 Opening-cum-Briefing。咁呢班同學憑住佢哋十分之好嘅 idea、十分之好嘅 creation 同埋內容咧，成功喺呢個比賽入面咧獲得咗全球頭10名。
我哋想參加呢個 Opening-cum-Briefing 嘅時候，係因為參觀樂生園同埋楊氏水產。參觀嘅過程當中咧，場主都有同我哋講，水產業咧原來對水質嘅要求係極高。我哋點解要選擇做大閘蟹？咁係因為咧大閘蟹個價錢比較昂貴啦。我哋做呢一個產品出嚟咧，可以幫助佢哋去減低成本，增高存活量啦。
一開始咧，大家都話唔得閒啊，唔想擺個心喺度咯。但係其實翻到嚟做嘢嗰陣，佢哋都非常之認真咯。即係我有問題，佢哋都會解答我、幫我咁樣咯。好開心有佢哋喺度咯。
So you can find this video on YouTube if you want to like explore more. But like this is one of the proven example is that Hong Kong talent is very great. Okay, and all of you here, you should have the capability, and I believe that you can do it. And that's so if you like yeah, and for the like for this kind of competition, if you are interested, please feel free to join our coming 2024 competition. It starts in next year, January, for registration. And if you are interested, feel free to use the QR code or just search Imagine Cup Junior. And later, I'm sure you will have more information about that. And for the second part of the resources is that we provide a series of Microsoft certification, especially if you want to stand out in the market and also like to equip your knowledge on the technology industry. And here I may not explore too much, but basically you can, like it is the portfolio, like the certificate from Microsoft. And we always like, not only in university, but we also like work with different secondary school students. And I believe that it will be one of the standout point for you if you want to enter the similar industry. And you can find more information about certification in our Microsoft Learn platform. It is a free platform that offers different learning courses. Okay, last but not least, I will use our CEO Satya quotes as a closing. We have a lot of technology, but in terms of like what actually we have to like learn and develop is more on your human gifts, such as your creativity and also your empathy, and how you use this kind of soft skill to help you deploy the technology in a good way, AI for good, to lead our world into a sustainable city. It is our like aspiration on all of you. You have more power at your fingertips than ever before. And please remember and hope you all good luck in coming competition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ng, for your enlightening sharing. Another supporter representative from Hong Kong Science and Technology Park Corporation, HKSTP, Mr. Raymond Chiu, Associate Director of University Cooperation and Entrepreneurship, to share the talk title HKSTP, Releasing Your Entrepreneurship Dream.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you so much especially to organize for having me here to join this very meaningful competition, as well as this event, and to witness so many young future talents sitting in the hall is so encouraging and inspiring. I want to share a little bit more about this topic, realizing your entrepreneurial dream, and how Science Park can help you and facilitate you in terms of your paving your way on entrepreneurial journey. Well, before that, may I ask one simple question? How many of you have been to Science Park? Can you raise your hand? Okay, probably less than half. So it may be a good chance for me to do a little bit of promotion and advertisement. Okay. All right, so let me give you a little bit of our overview. Hong Kong Science and Technology Park, in short, HKSTP, has been established for more than 20 years. So this year is our 21st year. So this piece of land you can see is located in New Territories, Shatin. I'm sure it's, quite a number of you knows where is it. It's next to Chinese U. And it's a nice place, so please come more often. You have beautiful sceneries. You can do cycling, good restaurants, apart from all these facilities and buildings. Okay, what's our aim? Our aim is to, Hong Kong Science Park is to help to build Hong Kong into a truly international I&T hub. This is our aim. And some of the, you can say, figures. Science Park loves a lot of KPIs and figures. So we have a lot of KPIs. So I just choose some of them, like our space is more than 400,000 meters and it's still growing very fast. We have about more than 20 buildings nowadays at Science Park. But we are going to reclaim the land just next to it. So there will be more than double. It will be 4 times of the existing size. And also, there will be a big plan from the policy address 2 years ago, developing the northwestern area in Hong Kong. So Science Park will be heavily involved in that as well. We have more than 1,400 technology companies ranging from very small startups, maybe with only 1 or 2 members, all the way to big listed companies or unicorns located at Science Park. And we have 14 unicorns located at Science Park. 7 of them homegrown, including some names that you would be quite familiar with, like Lala Move. Actually, Lala Move was the starting very early stage at Science Park. And then we nurture them all the way now at Science Park to become unicorn. And also SenseTime, Smart Mall, which is also a spin-off from universities. And we actually collaborate with universities very closely, including Baptist University. We have also attracted 7 overseas unicorns to come to Hong Kong and located at Science Park to establish their R&D centers here. We have also our investment funds to invest jointly with a private investor. So for $1 that we managed to put in, we managed to get 18 outside private investment into our startups. And we have 13,000 R&D professionals. We emphasize a lot on R&D. Science Park, you can't just rent an office space without doing any R&D developments or technology development. It has to be R&D and technology development. So we have these size of R&D professionals, which actually account for 1/3 of the total populations of R&D professionals. The rest of them mostly in different universities. So we are a big part of the R&D and I&T ecosystem in Hong Kong. So this map gives you a better picture on where we are. We're located in Shatin, but we actually manage also other parts. In the past, we call industry estates in Yuen Long, Tai Po, and Cheung Kwan Ho. And we rebranded 2 years ago to Inno Park and to focus to advocate more like Industry 4.0, which is more like advanced manufacturing instead of more in the past like labor-intensive old style or old professional, old-fashioned industry or manufacturing. And in the north part, you can see we just recently launched the Shenzhen branch in Futian, which is consists of 2 buildings, offering support to Hong Kong startups to expand to Greater Bay Area, and also serve another jumping board from 4 startups in China to use this jumping board to get into Hong Kong and international market. I can talk about it a little bit more. And we have also a town center called Inno Center located, which is pretty close. It's just in Kowloon Tong, next to Hong Kong PC, which we house mostly e-commerce and fintech companies. And Lala Move's headquarters is also located at Inno Center. So we talk about GBA. We just recently launched a couple of days ago, officially, our 2 buildings at Fu-Ten. We try to build this platform to facilitate the two-way exchange, which is the inbound and outbound. Of course, we support our startups from Hong Kong Science Park to grow into GBA and China, which can tap into more bigger market, capital, talents pool, as well as like manufacturing and supply chain, especially if you are doing like hardware development. But on the other way around, as I said, like a lot of Chinese mainland startups, they want to expand to international. They want to come to Hong Kong. They can make use of our platform there. They can locate there. There's a facility, space, training facilities, laboratories, stuff like that. We support them and then use that as a jumping board to get into like Hong Kong. Hong Kong has a big pool of talents like you guys sitting here, a lot of good technology, good research from our universities. International markets, we can make use of Hong Kong to go to global. So this is what we try to offer to startups from both areas in the region. Okay, so I want to talk about this a little bit more. We support entrepreneurs, and we want to help young people to build their startups, to realize their dream, even though they just have an idea. So this is a well-structured program starting all the way from you just have an idea, then we provide different support all the way to incubation, accelerate your startups to grow international. Along the way, we provide funding, we provide like facility supports like office space, laboratories, virtual lab. Virtual labs means like we create a lot of data platform along different industries like finance industry or bioinformatics. So any startups in this space can use these data platform to do the algorithm, to do simulations, etc. And of course, we have investment fund that I mentioned about. So this is a little bit more. Along different stages, we provide different level of funding support, starting from ideation, which is 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, all the way to like incubations 1.3, acceleration 4.8. We have each year support from the very beginning, ideation, close to 600 startups each year. So it's a huge number. So each year we have 600. And the next year we are targeting 700. And then incubation acceleration. So the video that's shown by our Frank from Microsoft, actually the boat, the trash collection boat, Kia boat, is actually the graduate of our incubation program. So a lot of technology companies, technology innovations, they actually end up creating a startup, joining our science park programs. And we continue to help them to grow by giving them not just the funding support, but other supports. So ideation program actually is quite suitable for all of you sitting here because it's simple. You just have an idea. You can just write up a very simple PowerPoint, submit to us. And we provide grants of up to 1,000 Hong Kong dollar, 100,000 Hong Kong dollar. We provide training, coaching, co-work space, etc. And the beauty of this program is that you don't even necessarily establish a company. You can just join as an individual. You come up with an idea. You think it's a nice idea. You think there's a good potential with some technology involvement using AI, for example, to create impact. Then you can apply. And then we provide, and along the 12 months, we help you to validate your idea, build your prototype, and eventually you have a chance to convert into incubatee, which you continue to enjoy another 1.3 million Hong Kong dollar support and have an office space located at Science Park. And another beauty of that is you can try multiple times. That means a lot of people know that you won't be, probably a lot of times you won't be successful in your first time, in your first startup. So you may fail and you come up with another idea again. You can just apply the second time. And if unfortunately your second startup idea fail, you can reapply for the third time. So there's no restrictions for you to apply for multiple times until one day you find your winning formula and to find your successful startups. So that's another beauty. Okay. So I won't go in the detail of that. So you just have an idea. You can do it as either as an individual or company. You come up with a team as well. Evaluation ideas, just skip it. So incubation is another level of support. So you would have a fixed office at Science Park, much bigger funding support for 3 years. The ideation program is 12 months. For incubation program is 1.3 million for 3 years. And then we provide training and mentoring. We have a big pool of mentors. We have more than close to 200 mentors. They are experienced corporate senior management. They are serial entrepreneur, investors, etc. So they would be able to help you to navigate your entrepreneurial journey. Okay, I just skip it. This is also one of the very good opportunity for you, apart from these OpenAI-cum, which is very good competition. Science Park is also organized an annual competition called Hackathon. It has been organized since 2015, so it's about like 9 years ago. So we are the largest inter-university competition, entrepreneurship competition. So last year we have about like 1,000 participants with 180 teams joining. And we have winning teams of 12 winning teams entering into our ideation program. So winning teams can have a benefit of joining our incubation ideation programs. So we work with universities in Hong Kong. So some event highlights. You can apply. I know this year we are expanding. So we have 2 streams. Open streams is for postgraduate students or alumni. We have student stream, which is open for undergraduate students. So for example, we work with Baptist University or other university students. Depending on whether you're UG or PG or alumni, you can join us. And this year, we are expanding beyond Hong Kong. So we are talking with universities in GBA, in Macau, in Taiwan, and in Southeast Asia. And they will send teams to come to Hong Kong to join our finale, which will be in end January next year. So I will skip this. So this is awards. As I said, like winning teams will gain direct admission to our ideation program. Okay, I think finally I just need to show some pictures. This is our incubation centers, which is quite nice and cozy, which is located at 17W or 19W. You can visit us later on if you have time. Some office space here, facilities. We have wet lab and also, as I said, virtual lab. This is a very new building called InnoCell, which provide co-living, some kind of like hostel or student hall in university. We rent it out for our startups if they need to hire people outside Hong Kong, that we provide these accommodations for their staff coming from the other place of the world so that they can temporarily living there at a very affordable and discounted rate. So we emphasize the work-life balance. We have gym, we have swimming pool, so it's not work like 24 hours. You can still have a lot of fun and time apart from your working. So we have created a core meetup group. So if you want to stay tuned with us with all the community development, engagement events, etc., please do scan. We have a lot of events either online or offline, physically located at Science Park, or sometimes in inno centers, or sometimes even in our partners like in universities. So please do scan. A lot of events and activities are actually free, and you can join. And also, this is our contact details. You can just anytime give us a call, give us an email. We are happy. We are looking for a lot of talents. We're looking at all of you to be our next wave of entrepreneurs, and then together we create a more sustainable and more livable society and environment for us in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chiu. I'm also interested to release my dream to entrepreneur. Shall we invite our final distinguished guest, Mr. Andy Feng, leader of SDG campus of Hong Kong Institute of Education for Sustainable Development, to give us a sharing. Mr. Feng, please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is my honor to have opportunity to come here, and second time to be joined for the AI Hong Kong Open Cup. Once again, it's very grateful to have a time here to see all the our young talent to join the program here and trying to be move forward together. So here's my presentation trying to be sharing with you. First of all, I just want to share my little bit experience here. Where I come from, if you see the name of a Hong Kong Institute of Education for Sustainable Development, I'm just being like one of the normal person, being as like you, to join. Get into the college and finish the university and then take a master, whatever. What I want to say is like everyone that have no major to be boundary, you join and you're starting your sustainable development life and planning. So I'm trying to encourage everyone, taking more, study, or even though trying to be learning more about all the topic related to the sustainable development into, your daily life. Why? It's just because it will work for your, it's going to be supporting your work, supporting your life in the coming future, okay? So, okay, where we come from, we are our institute, or even though we are representing UNESCO Hong Kong Association, we're being as a secretary, to supporting sustainable development, all related topic in Hong Kong, to the primary school, to the middle school, even though to the college, to the university, included all the enterprise, or even though the government department, we all do all different programs. So maybe some of you to heard about our institute's name, or maybe you joined it of our activity before. But I want to let you know one thing: sustainable development is not a new terms. It's not. Since 2003, we established of our institute here already. So it take about 20 years. 20 years, right? So it's not a new terms, it's not a new topic, but it's hard now, right? Everybody heard about sustainable development, everybody heard about ESG, everybody want to do something about related to the sustainability. So they're trying to be extend of their development regarding on this term. So it's interesting. No matter what you study about the architecture, or even though about food science, or even though like computer science, which all must be related to sustainable development. So don't miss it, please. Okay, today I have a very simple presentation here with a two topic here. First of all, I really want to take this chance to explain, to introduce more about the SDGs background to you. Where it's come from, why everybody so, it's colorful, right? It's attractive, like, the pattern. But why many people to be focused? Why the country level to be focused? Why about the enterprise is so focused on it? Why? So I'll try to explain to you what is the background here today. And also, I'm going to picking for four of the SDG goal, which related to, the Open Cup this year. So I was trying to encourage you to getting more idea. As a doctor, Lewis, and everybody and all the guests here to say, creativity and empathy is very important. So how we trying to be integrate of our project, or even though our future work into those goals, that's important, right? So I trying to take these 2 parts to explain to you. You ready? All right. First of all, United Nations, which is an organization, is a unit, is so far away from us. All the time we heard about United Nations from the TV, from the magazine, article, newspaper, right? But today I tell you that it's so very close to you because everybody is related to learn from them, okay, included the country. So you will see, let me see if I can have a pointer here. Oh, sorry. Okay, here we are. I will pick the starting and the end, not the ending, but until the 2015. I picked these 2 parts, trying to explain to you why the people being so attractive to the human. Okay, first of all, when you just get back to the time 1972. 1972 is until today is about 51 years. It's quite a lot of time. It's long enough to bring this topic to you until today, after 51 years, connecting with you, to really connecting with you, to let you know how we're going to start. It's one of the conference, the first World Conference, we talk about the environment. So this is very important conference for us. This is not the normal conference, which is coming up to have a speech, to getting some commitment, saying some commitment, and go back to the country. No. This is a very important starting for the sustainable development kick off, because they're doing 3 things right. 3 things very important. First, they have a global environment assessment program. All the presidents and all the leaders, they come to the conference and they want to know what they're going to do, what they're going to be commit, and they have to doing the only for the what? Global Environment Assessment Program. You see the last 2 work here. Watch plan, simple, easy for everyone. But in the generation now, I will put the observation plan there. Okay. Observe only, okay, and being so simple. Why they need to do the watch plan for the country, to do the assessment? Because nobody know how we're going to be improved. No one. We need to know about the world baseline. At the same time, the assessment is simple for the presidents, for the leader. Bring the idea back to the country and report to the UN, and the UN will get the first baseline for everyone here. So you will see the research paper, you will see a lot of research paper to do the comparison, to do the benchmarking with this baseline. Because they want to know after 51 years, how is the development, how is the improvement of the human to supporting the planet, or getting worse and kicking the planet. This is what we need to know. So the first things, they make it simple for all the leader and all the president, bring back to the country, very smart. And the second of all, they have an environment management activity. They already list many different activities there. You can bring it back to your country. You can just trying to be copy and whatever, and you can join us too. So you have a lot of things to assign for the different department to join. And the third thing is what? About the thing, regarding of the assessment and the management, they have a category where break down into 109 recommendation. When the presidents and the leader go back to the country, and they have already 109 recommendation for assigning to their different department for the running out and supporting the baseline. This is a very important, simple, target-oriented, and what? And clear message to everyone. So it's very nice kick off. For the UN to doing this first World Conference. And in the past few years, we're still using a lot of different data from that generation. Okay, and also I want to share one thing to you. It's about here. when many years before, when I'm doing the research, and I go to the UN library online, not really, go to the center, and you will see, you will find out they have a 5 language, and I'm so curious. I was very young. I'm still young now, but anyway, when I was very young, why is only 5 language? They have maybe more than 195 per country already joined into it. Why I didn't see Indian, Vietnamese, Thai? Why only Chinese and French or Spanish and English and so? Why? Because regarding the time we joined the United Nations, okay, when China they do the signature and join for the UN, they put in Chinese there. They really put in Chinese there. But why I'm trying to explain it to you today? That's one of the reason when you're doing research and using a different part of a UN website, the official website, you will default to have the Chinese there. You will default have a Spanish, the translation there. It's not because of the platform. It's because it's becoming as a official language into the organization. So this is very helpful, and it's really easy for everyone to be handled. So when you join, get into the the UN, the website, then you can get more information that you need for there. Okay, so they have a very good starting there. And sorry, I'm getting too far away, right? Okay, so after 1972, they have many activities that have to be do. Okay, and next conference is 1992, but which I'm not going to mention it too much here. And I will telling you that they have things I want to let you know until 2000 regarding of their baseline, regarding of their a different kind of decoration, and coming up the first 8. We call Millennium Development Goal. This is what we're trying to learn. SDG. When we learn SDG, I was saying that this is 1.0 version. But you will see it here has an 8 goal, and therefore that the first one, the first one, and then until the last one, they have only one, number 7, ensure the environment sustainability. So when you're trying to learn about the sustainable development, that's the second message I want to bring it to you today. When the people asking you about, hey, are you learning about related to sustainability or sustainable development? And 99% of the people are saying that, yeah, you know what? I'm a very environmental friendly people. You know what? I don't drive. I even take an MTR every day and I walk. I don't buy the bottled water. Many like low carbon behavior. They mention it. But sustainable development is not related. It's not only related to the environmental friendly. It's also related to what? Social. So our belong to our society. So society and the economy is also what we concern. So the first version. I was saying that is 1.0. We call MDGs. We have a different kind of a development goal there. So we go for. Okay. So we got into development goal. I better stay here anyway. So we got into development goal. I highlight it here. They have a target, F. It's very smart people. They trying to be, develop of their section for mention about what? About the benefit for the new technology, and especially for the information and communication. So think about that. To doing of your into your project here for the Hong Kong Cup, for the Hong Kong Open Cup. When you're doing the AI project here, and you will see that, hey, we are not the new things to talk about it. Even though back to 2000, and we also mentioned it about from the MDGs, we also talk about the technology, and then especially for the information and communication. And then until 2015, this is a very important moment that, okay, we announced of the 17 goal here, and we have the General Assembly. We've mentioned it about the people planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership here. Okay, but many people do think about that. Hey, so many go there. Okay, how am I going to start? Here is a thing. If you don't mind, you can just take a picture here. This is a very simple, classic, the category to be picked. If you do the development, the sustainable development, if you relate it to the economy, if you relate it to the social, or even though for the environment, you can pick the specific goal, okay, for your guys to use later. And also, the last 4 goals I want to be simple to explain a little bit here. Goal number 3, good health and well-being. Good health and well-being. Did anyone trying to, seeing doctor through by the internet before, during the COVID? Did anyone try it? Yes, someone, right? But not a lot. Okay, this is not a new technology, but the technology can helping us to improve of our health, or even assisting our health to being better. So think about that regarding on the Hong Kong OpenCup. When you do your project, please think about that. Even though if your solution is really can helping people, helping the human to improve of their the daily life, or be included their physical health and then the mental health. Okay, the next one, very important, that nowadays we talk about the energy. Is everyone want to be what? Getting the affordable energy, right? And renewable energy, very important. Please think about that. If this goal can be helping you to naturally improve the people's living. Okay, everyone don't want to pay their electricity bill. Even though some Asian country already they have their solar power plants and benefit a group of people in their life is no need to pay for the electricity bill. So think about that. How are we going to be improve of our life? Okay, and then the next one is a decent work and economic growth. Once again, this goal is always belonging or even though integrate into the enterprise, their strategy. Very important. Once after after graduate, this goal is always come with you, because every single enterprise or even organization, they are looking for the economic growth. That at the same time, they have to be ensure that their employee to getting the decent works, the opportunity to supporting the organization. So think about that. If your project can relate to the people who work better into their office, into their work site, into their site. So to improving their the working ability, or even though the efficiency, that's a good things. And the last one is also we talk about what? Talk about the sustainable the sustainable city, and then the community. Very important that. And everyone to think about, oh, this goal is a very is frag and is hard to be grabbed. No, it's not that difficult, because technology is one of the things, right? And to make the people feel peace, and then to supporting the people as the peaceful society is one of the other options. So it's not only for the technology, even though the technology can enhance of the people communication to make people has less misunderstanding. That's the things to be helping people to build up their sustainable community. Okay, thank you very much. Today, even though it's only have really short time to share with you, and I'm trying to encourage everyone to be focused and trying to spend more effort to learn about, to doing about things related to the sustainable development. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Fong, for your inspiring message. We have been truly honored to hear from our esteemed guest speaker today, each of whom has shared their unique insight and perspective with us. Comes to the final part of today's briefing section. I believe you may be able to know more details of the OpenCup in the following section by Dr. Christian Lee from Department of Computer Science, HKBU.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is our second year to organize this competition, and every time at the beginning, it's very happy to see a full hall of young minds and a very curious face and energetic face that coming to join the competition and do social good for our Hong Kong society. So I'm Kristen. I'm going to brief you about the competition. So after the briefing, you are welcome to ask any questions. Okay, thank you all the speakers to prepare their background knowledge about SDGs and inspiring about the technologies for the social good, and also after the competition, what are the other paths you can go. So for this part, okay, I'm going to brief you about the timeline and what to submit, and also judging criteria that you may want to know more, and also the prize and awards, followed by some tips. Okay. So first of all, what you should do in this competition. So just as Professor Liu mentioned, so empathy is one of the very important skill for the new generation. Okay, first of all, we hope that you target Hong Kong, okay, discover what can be the potential problems, social issue, okay, and needs of Hong Kong society, because we base in this city, we want to help our city to become a better society, right? So we want to develop the empathy, okay, so to observe what are the needs in Hong Kong. And after that, you may work in teams to develop the AI-related solutions to tackle any of the SDG, okay? So to try to help our city to achieve one or more of the SDGs. But just like Andy mentioned, try to be focused, okay? If your solution can solve all the problems, can be too much general. If you can focus on specific problems, okay, help our city to even achieve part of one of the sustainable development goals, can be already very helpful for our city. Okay, so try to develop the AI solutions, okay, try to think about the feasibility of the solutions, etc. So last but not least, please deliver the prototype of your solution. Okay, the prototype, later I have some more information about that to show your idea, to demonstrate your idea, that how does it work for this solution. So this is what you should do for this competition. So yeah, like Andy mentioned, we are facing a lot of challenges worldwide and local. So for local, we have especially some of the focus of our SDG, let's say our priorities that we want to consider. Right? So we encourage you, okay, study more about the SDGs worldwide, and then think global, act local. Okay, we may think about the global needs of the society, and then act from local, what can be the most important for Hong Kong to achieve, and try to use your wisdom, use your teamwork, and then try to achieve. So this year, we select 4 of the SDGs as our focus. And I just heard Andy introduction. I'm happy we selected 4 of them from different category. From the category related to life, okay, that is number 3, health and well-being. And we have also other categories related to resources, society, and also economy. So we also selected goal number 7, okay, affordable and clean energy. Goal number 8, decent work and economic growth. And also the last one, goal number 11, sustainable city and communities. So Andy just briefed you about all the 4 goals that we selected, so I don't repeat too much here. So furthermore, so what are the submissions and timeline? Okay, here we want to remind you. So so on 6th October, you're supposed to submit a project proposal. So this project proposal can be very simple. So just 1 page, describe your preliminary idea. That's fine. Okay, so you don't have to have any concrete solution at the moment. You just have a brief idea. Okay, what problem you try to solve, and what are the plan of your implementation later. So the second item, okay, very important, that is a full project submission. So later on, I have next slide to show you more about what you should submit for the full project submission. So after that, okay, we will work intensively with judges and to select the finalist. So after full project submission on 6th November, so we will announce the result, who will be the finalist on 15th November. Okay, you will expect to receive good news on that day if your project is shortlisted for the final pitching. So after that, on 25 November, we will have the final pitching in the afternoon. So for tertiary category and the secondary category in the meanwhile. Okay, so after the presentation in the afternoon, so followed by the award ceremony. So our judges from industry and from academia will work intensively to select the teams, okay, and then to announce the result after your presentation. So this is the overall timeline. So I would like to show you what you should submit for the full project for shortlisting. Okay, so for on 6th November, you're supposed to submit your full project. So including what are the items? Okay, so the project summary, very short summary, to summarize what did you do for this project and what goal did you try to achieve. So this is a maximum 100 words. And the second item, a poster, okay, a poster in MPEG format. So a poster to demonstrate your idea, to promote your idea to the public. So this is my idea, this is a problem I try to solve. Okay, try to make it attractive. We have some very specific requirements for the resolution, etc. You just follow. And then the third item is a short video within 3 minutes. Okay, so to demonstrate your project idea, to demonstrate your project implementation, etc. So this 3-minute video can be very free for the format. So either can be a short presentation of your project, either can be storytelling about your project, either can be a demonstration how your system can work, even like a screen capture, etc. Okay, it's a freestyle. As long as it can best demonstrate your project, can be already good enough. So another item, okay, we want to have a group photo of your team. Yeah, just make a happy photo and submit to us. So last but not least, it's an optional item, which is the prototype, okay, other materials. So other materials may include, like if you did coding, okay, if you use Python, any other things to code your project, you can submit also your codes. So if you write a paper about it, you can also submit. So if you have link to any other supporting materials, etc., you are very welcome to submit as other materials for our judges for consideration. So this is an optional item. Okay, so these are the things you're supposed to submit on 6th November. So for the details, okay, how to submit, you may pay attention to our email. We will prepare the repository that you can submit easily. So for each team, submit one set of the material, then will be fine. So you may ask, what can be the prototype I can show to the judge? Okay, simply, if some of your team didn't still have concrete idea, you can start from like sketch your idea, the UI, the system, okay, so can role play, can do storyboard. But actually we hope that you can achieve to have a system demonstration, which is implemented. Okay, so we believe in a short time, you cannot implement a very huge concrete project, but at least if you have demonstration, so show how your system work, how your AI system work, okay, how it can tackle these social issues, how it can achieve the SDG in a very concrete demonstration, let's say a small demonstration, okay, can be very nice. So we encourage you to implement, okay, your project. So these are some of the format that we accept that you can submit. So here comes to very important part, how we are going to select the winners. So there are 4 categories of the judging criteria. So the first one is talking about your solution, your technology. Okay, we want to evaluate how innovative is your solution. Okay, so if it's already widely used, it's already existing, or it's very innovative. And then we also look at how well did you employ AI into your solution. So this is the first category about the technology, okay? And the second one, feasibility, because no matter how beautiful your technology is, if it's not feasible to be implemented, it's not useful, right? We want to evaluate from different point of view, like ethical, like economical, social, every aspect, okay? So how it can be really feasibly implemented. So also how realistic to realize your idea here, okay? So the third category is potential impact to our society. We want that your technology, your solution can bring good impact to our society, okay? Locally and globally, especially focus on locally. So we want to evaluate your social impact. So last but not least, okay, so relevancy to Hong Kong. So because this is a competition, we focus to bring the benefits to Hong Kong, our home here. So we want to see that your project really tackle Hong Kong needs, okay, your empathy, your solution only can contribute to the SDGs we selected as focus on Hong Kong priority. Okay, so these are the 4 judging criteria we are going to look at when we are selecting project at the preliminary stage and also at the final stage. So awards, okay, so this is something happy. So we have 2 categories. So secondary category and the tertiary category. So for each category, we will have the champion and first runner-up and also second runner-up. So respectively, we have 30K Hong Kong dollar cash, 20 and 10K Hong Kong dollar cash. I see all the smiling face. Okay, and then besides that, there are some special award. Okay, so including the Best Innovation Award, Best Social Impact Award, and also AI Future and AI Implementation Award, respectively, for the 2 categories. So these are the awards waiting for you, okay? So let me go on. Yeah, that's all for what I want to brief you about the competition. So now the floor is open. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask. And our helpers will be here, give you the microphone to ask questions. So before you ask, I want to answer one of the frequently asked questions. For last year, students asked, can I submit a project already existing? The answer is yes, okay? So we know that some of you may have some other ideas before, or developing some idea for your course, for your project, for other things. So it's okay, okay? We accept the existing project in any stage. But we also encourage a lot that you have a fresh idea developed from this competition, okay? You observe the needs in Hong Kong starting from now, and then you develop the fresh idea, fresh solution. More questions? Becoming I ask and I answer. More questions? More questions? So may I ask, all of you here already have a team? Any one of you that come as individual that want to find teammates? Already have a team, okay. Any more question? So clear? Leah, please. Yeah, please give the microphone to the gentleman over there.
Yeah, thank you. May I know more about the technical paper? I see it's optional materials, the technical paper. May I know more about that?
Okay, so actually in the past years for the tertiary category, we have students from undergraduate, master or PhD level. So some of the PhD students may try to write the paper to the conference or the journal already. And then from their idea, okay, they want to further extend that idea to try if it can solve Hong Kong social problems, local needs, etc. So they can include their technical paper that they publish or to this conference or the journals. Yeah, thank you for the question. More questions? Feel free. Yeah, can you please bring the microphone because we can have other participants also hear the question.
I don't think I'm the participant. I just wanted to clarify if this is the homework or just competition. It's a must for every student or just
so ask. I can clarify this one. So actually, here there are some of the students coming from our department, right? So you, in one of your course, you need to do a course project. And this course project is similar to this, but that course project that we mentioned in the class is have lower requirement than this competition. Okay, if you want to fulfill this competition, you need to enroll, and also you need to really achieve the implementation. That's different, okay? Course is course requirement, and then if you voluntarily join the competition, you can join, and also you can do the deeper implementation compared with the course. Over there? Yeah, please.
Question about will we be able to receive mentorship during the competition or perhaps even afterwards? Like, can we have a mentor for our project?
A network session?
Like a mentor.
Mentor?
Yeah.
Mentorship.
Mentor.
Okay, actually we do have mentorship. So besides our guest speaker today that you can talk to, and we do have mentorship. So you are welcome to contact us in case you want to have any special mentorship. Okay, so we would like to to provide as much as we can the support to our participants.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any more questions from you? Yeah, please, we have 2 questions here. Yeah, one here and the one over there.
I want to ask how to measure the relevance to Hong Kong. Some issues may be worldwide.
Okay, yeah, so how to make sure your project is relevant to Hong Kong. So first of all, okay, when you start the project, so start from empathy. So start to observe that what can be the needs and the social challenges in Hong Kong. And then if you really find the specific problems in Hong Kong and develop the solutions, tackle this problem, we will evaluate that it's relevant to Hong Kong. So if it's a very general solution, can be implemented everywhere, but didn't really focus on the Hong Kong needs, that can be considered as only general, not very specific.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So over there, another question?
I was still wondering about the paper proposal before the topic 6 that we should handle it. Is it like a things proposal in an essay, or what kind of specific things should be included in that paper?
Okay, so for the initial proposal that you submitted early November, so that can be a very simple piece, very simple description, okay, including mainly we want to see 2 things. One is what problem you try to solve in Hong Kong. So what is your topic that you choose, right? What is a problem or challenge you find that you want to solve? The second thing is, what is your general plan? So how you want to use AI to solve it? Very general. Okay, so that is very general. That is to encourage you to kick off your project and start to think about these needs and what technology you want to implement. But when we really select the project, okay, to judge the project from the submission, we look into details of the full project submission.
Got it, got it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
More questions? Seems you are fine. Over there, okay?
Hi, I want to ask for the initial proposal. If I want to add like appendix for little bit extra explanation, is it included in the one page or it's not counted?
Yeah, actually, you can feel free to include any appendix. Yeah, even if it's a little bit exceeding the page, it's fine. Yeah.
Also, I want to ask any format like the font size or font
Yeah,
style?
there is no requirement about the format as long as you state the purpose of your project and then your initiate plan. That's fine. You are free to format your initiate proposal.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, over there.
Okay, my question is, what if two different groups have the same question or idea? What then?
Okay, so it's normal that groups may focus on same SDG, right? Because we only focus for SDG. But we believe, okay, so even under each SDG, there can be very different focus. So for example, like the number 3, health and well-being. So some of them may focus on the young people's mental health. Some of them may focus on elderly's physical health, etc. So we believe, okay, so you have a slightly different focus or different focus can be totally very nice, okay, and we also encourage to be very focused to very specific needs of different groups. And then for idea, okay, the idea, if it's similar, but the implementation, we believe, can be also very different. So in the past years, for our experience, so we never encountered that two groups submit identical things. So we believe all of you have creative minds, different ideas, so don't worry about this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over there, another question? Behind, okay.
My question is, we have to present our idea, but do you really have to make our idea come to reality, like building the whole thing? For example, like a website for a specific idea or like an app, do you really have to build it?
So if you have time, okay, you can build a simple version of your system, which can demonstrate how does it work. Okay, that can make your project outstanding, let's say, stand out from many other projects. So if you have time, we encourage you to implement part of it or a simple version of it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Over there, another question?
Will there have some bonus mark about it? I published the code in the GitHub.
So the question is if you can have bonus mark if you publish your code in GitHub. So actually, there is no so-called bonus. So we focus on the judging criteria that we mentioned. Okay, so we judge the project according to all these 4 criteria. If you can publish, and demonstrate your project as implementation, okay, to demonstrate you can achieve all these four, for sure you get good mark, right? So there were no other bonus if you publish to, let's say, do these publications. Over there, question? Yeah.
Yes, so I was wondering if you implement your project, will you assess it by itself, or will you only assess it when it's in your final presentation?
So we are going to have the judges from different sectors. We will have judges from industry and also from the academia. So these judge panel will judge the project together.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So one more question here.
Is there exist any limit between our submit our brief or our final project?
So you mean if you make it different, right?
No, I mean that if our brief is not quite good, do we also have to submit our final project?
Brief? Yeah, actually, for the initiate proposal, okay, we only check the progress. We do not evaluate the quality for the initiate proposal. We start to evaluate the quality of the project from the full project submission. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. More questions? Okay. Seems you are fine. So to keep the time, okay, in case you have more questions, you're welcome to stay behind and ask any of our staff, or I'm going to be here also for questions. So last but not least, okay, our Toby MC come to invite you for other things. Photo?
Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Thank
so
you very much.
once again, thank you all to all our supporters for their valuable contributions. As we bring the opening event to a close, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to all for being a part of this memorable occasion. But before the end of the event, let's take a group photo together to capture this moment. So cameraman, please come on stage and